This game looks like a banger. Costume shop. Oh my god, what the fuck is this, dude? Bikini purchase. Wait, it literally costs nothing. Why is the fucking menu like this? Who fucking came up with this shit? Why can I see like 2 things? Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow. There's no like naked one, right? I'm not about to like get myself banned. Jesus, what the fuck is this? Alright, yeah. This looks good. Alright. Throw smoke bomb. Yaku slide. FPS view toggle, right mouse button. Picks it to use? I thought I had to buy it. What do you... did I... She's not even supposed to be able to use this. It costs 6,000. Alright, whatever, dude. Let's just go. Is this game, like, safe for stream, dude? As a child, I was sent away from my hometown, a small village near Fukui named Nanimira. For almost 15 years, I waited for my chance to come back, and when Grandma and Grandpa passed away, I knew now was the time. It doesn't look like a horror game. You don't know that. I can feel the energy within me disturbed by the hidden truth of this village. Come to think of it, I remember nothing but good days from my early childhood here. My lovely grandmother, who was kind and beautiful. My grandfather, the funniest man alive, he even had the power to change his face with magic. But those good days ended just before I turned 12, I still don't know why. Before you turn 12, can't shake this feeling. The fear alone pokes around inside my head. It burns at my skull, like something is trying to get out. I still remember her. But I feel like there is something hanging over me, some kind of dark mystery. I'll return to Grandma and Grandpa's house. I'll find the truth. My character's kind of like jacked. Secret recon plan. My plan to enter the abandoned village and find out the truth. I have to find out why I was sent so far away from my hometown to live in the city. Now that Grandma and Grandpa have passed, I have a responsibility to return to their house and dig up all the information I can. The only thing I remember about their house is that the playground was just outside the gate. I hope it wasn't changed too much before everyone left. I also wonder if I could find information on that girl I used to play with too. I swore to marry her, and I will keep my promise. Is that the big booba lady? Holy shit, look at that slide. Damn. That's kind of smooth. He's smooth with it. Damn, he can like 360 slide. Look at that shit. This note appears to be continued from another page, but I have to be quick. My mom is in the cover-up just because my dad's cousin, Junichiro, ran into the woods naked after seeing Hachishaku-sama, and I spend all my free time investigating the truth about this village. She's demanding that I be sent away to the city. I'll miss my bros, but I know that our strong spirit will connect us no matter where we go in this world. We will shine the light of truth in any darkness. I will expose the truth about Hachishaku, even if I am a junior high student. Oh. I will then find a wife. Wait, what? Oh, fuck, I didn't read the first message. Hachishaku dressing room. Oh.
An awesome choice, stranger.
I have no outfits. How do I fucking get out of that? This game is... I have no idea where I'm going. Is there a map? Heard that Motaki-san saw Booba last night. It's all he could talk about this morning, according to Chihiro. He must have been so scared worrying about his soul being sucked out of his body. Apparently, he looked like he had already been drained, and his nose kept bleeding randomly throughout the day. He also kept complaining about his right arm being sore. Why? So scary. Unfortunately, I think the machines don't work anymore. What a shame. Don't think this is the right house. Just keep sliding. Yo, this town's kind of big, though. Oh! There it is, a lot spookier than I remember, but this is Grandma and Grandpa's house for sure. For sure. Spiritual charm depicting the goddess of our mountain, Takayoshi no Mikoto. She was a deity that represented fertility and the ideal of a wife. It is said that Hachishaku-sama was a demonic incarnation of her. For hundreds of years, these Ofuda have been hung by our doors to ward off evil and misfortune. I feel safer just looking at it. Please don't kill me with your boobas, Hachishaka-sama. Grandpa's desk, he must have done a lot of writing here. Can I crouch? Oh my god. Impressive. So what, is there hiding mechanics? The village elders have failed. We tried to contain the spirit at the shrine atop the mountain, but as the villagers began to leave, the spirit managed to move and hide each of the 5 sacred Jizo one by one, biding her time and recovering for months between each attack. Without the Jizo in their proper place, she is free to wander the village. Luckily, all the young men have been sent to the city far away. Even our beloved little Chado-san, the most pure our village has ever produced. Without question, if he ever returns, the spirit will become crazed even from the faintest hint of his power. I can only hope that he never finds out about his true ability or why we separated him from his home. Oh, ruh-roh. That's not good. There's a lot of fucking notes. My adorable grandson Chado has made a friend. I'm so happy about this since all the children seem to be intimidated by his aura. The girl's clearly smitten with him, can't even gather the words to speak in his presence. The boy is like some sort of tribe of apes, only grunt and kneel when he is near them. My poor little Chado must have been so lonely, but now all he can talk about is the pretty girl with long hair who lives in the woods. When I told my husband about this, though, his face went white as a sheet and he ran out of the house towards the shrine. He and his weird friends like to play pretend even in their old age, so when he tries to tell me about all the old rumors of our village, I tend to zone out and think about what dessert I want to eat instead. Honestly, I know our village is very old and has unique traditions, but aren't they all just fairy tales that we keep alive for tradition's sake? No matter, I hope that Chado will introduce me to his little friend. Maybe he will spark a lifelong romance. I don't know what this game's about, dude. Maybe. we go upstairs? Where the hell is she? We've done all that we can at this point. The children have all been sent away. The remaining adults have either gone with their children or succumbed to the spirit. My wife passed not too long ago, and I'm the sole living man in this village. Our bloodline ends with Chado-san, and as long as he stays away from here, then Hachishaku will never have an opportunity to grasp his essence. However, with so much purity in his soul, I know that Chado-san will seek answers someday. I also know that he will find the goodness in the heart of Hachishaku-sama, and then she will strike. That is why I will sacrifice my own life to seal her. Though I am too weak to move them, if all 5 Jizo statues can ever be placed back in their shrines, then by the following morning, Hachishaku-sama's spirit will also be cleansed. I will never let that demoness touch my grandson again. Hachishaku. Yeah. Brilliant. TV? Okay. An odd photograph of the strange spirit haunting this village. She clipping through that. She's a ghost, I guess, so. All right. Well. We haven't even, you know, I don't even think this lady exists. She's not even real. I wonder what happens if she catches me. You wonder? Mm-hmm. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit! She's kind of slow, actually. Alright, what happens? What are you gonna do to me, huh? Oh, am I gonna die? Wow, she got me. I think the breasts... Wait, start game? What the... Oh, I guess... Wait, hold on. We clearly need to go to the costume shop and purchase the gold week. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. Yeah, let's buy that. And buy that. Yeah. This game is really fucking scuffed. I'm not gonna lie. Skip. Hold on, we need to go to the dressing room. We need to give her her golden week out. Perfect. Wait, there is a map. Oh, it's like a 3D map. Is that my head? This game is terrible. How dare you? How fucking dare you? Can't even appreciate art. True. Unreal. Bandai Namco staff be watching the stream? Yeah, and they're jorking their shit. Just kidding. Just a joke. Blacklisted. Oh? Oh. A smoke bomb that smells dried and moldy. Motion blur's off by default. Wait, how to play? What is smoke bomb is G. I can't add Jork and Larksa, it's too much. Chat. No. I don't want like a girl to be on screen and people just to be fucking jorking it. That's just too much. I finally given up and sent my daughter and sons away to the city for their safety, though I don't really know if this was the right decision. Frankly, the only child that was ever affected was the elder's grandson, so it doesn't seem necessary for everyone to upend their lives. However, there's a risk that the spirit will change targets in the boy's absence. Oh, what is that? Money. Money, money, money. Dude, it's so fucking dark in this game. Can I turn up the brightness? Crank that shit up. Oh. One of the 5 sacred Jizo goes here. This is where the blue one goes. Oh my god. I like how it's not even marked. Well, you can kind of see it on the map. I don't know if we're going to be beating this game, guys. For nearly 400 years, our village has protected the world from one of the 7 great demons who require the spiritual energy of the pure and innocent in order to thrive. Our 5 sacred Jizo have kept a seal around this village, locking the demon to the mountain at the cost of our own people's safety. Fortunately, times have changed and we can no longer hold back her power. Hachishaku-sama seems to have shown us a new ability. Last night, just as the clock hit midnight, an earthquake rocked our village, but no news reported the area being hit by one. The moon turned pale with a purple glow and a beam of light shot into the air from the forest. Upon investigating, we found her corpse deep in the mountains, but it had shriveled and it was as if all of the energy within her had exploded. I consulted with folklorists and other priests, and none had ever heard of such a thing. I admit that I am afraid for the first time of her ability. Who knows what evil she has planned, or how long it will take for her plan to come to fruition. Wow. The lore. She's gonna explode all over us with her essence. That's scary. I'm terrified of her abilities. My old school. I was one of 25 students by the time I was sent away. Can explore here later. For now, I should find Grandma and Grandpa's house. What the fuck? I can't even go in? Are you serious? I already explored Grandma and Grandpa's house, but I died. Can you go into like all of these houses? No. What is this purple icon in the bottom left? Oh, I was like out of stam or something. we need to read the notes? Wait, no, we already have the notes. What do you mean I should find the... Wait, so the notes... Or wait, what? Now I'm even more confused. What the f... Think she's gonna come for us? Should we hit her with the smoke bomb? Holy shit! Hit the slide! What? No! Die! What is this? This is fucking Hachishaku-sama. Oh god. Oh no. Smoke bomb! Oh, what the fuck? Oh my god, I'm gonna die again. No. No. No! Please! No! She's so OP, dude! She fucking got me again. Why is she so fast? This game... What the fuck is gravure mode? Pa pa pa. This, alright, we'll give it one more shot, chat. I don't know how I feel about this game. Dude, I just leave the house and she's already camping me. What the hell is that? When are we playing Kiosk? Probably very soon. Probably just die one more time and then I'll... and then I'll move on and maybe hit a quick little refund. Yeah, I know. I fucking messed up the smoke bomb, alright? I know. Game's too hard, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, whoops. Doesn't support art. Play this game with an eye tracker? What do you think I'm looking at? Why would I need to do that? I'm looking at chat. Lovely chat. Yeah, you can't come in here because I have the thing on the wall. What are you gonna do? Huh? Nothing. Yeah. Oh, you can't get me. Oh wait, I can go first person. Yeah, you're angry, aren't you? It's okay. Will you leave? Maybe? Can I go out the back? Oh, scare me. Oh wait, no, I think I can. Oh shit. Oh, wait. Oh, is that one of the statues? Oh shit! Oh my god, you have to hold it in your hand. We got the yellow one. This was recommended by Larks, by the way, chat. Just saying. Alright, well... Wait, is there two? I swear I heard her to my left. Hey, I'm not... I swear to God, you better... Don't you fucking see me. Yo, Jebson. Damn, thank you for the $100, man. Always enjoyed your streams and just want to say thanks. Well, thank you. Thank you for the donation. Can I hide in here? Wait, what? She doesn't know I'm here, right? Wait, why did her outfit change? Hold on. Let's put you back into the golden week. There you go. Is it when you drop it? Oh, it is when you drop it. Okay. Holy sh... So yeah, when you drop... Why does it sound like there's two of them? When you drop the statue she hears. The boobs look so bad. What, you don't like fucking quadruple D's, bro? It's... Dude, I swear it's... Wait, what? Wait, did she fucking teleport? Why are you... Wait, is there two of them? Actually? What the fuck's going on? Oh, no. It's okay. Look like there's anywhere to put the statue over here. You know, if only I could put the statue in my backpack. That would be great. Oh, fuck. Even being in his presence makes any woman feel a swell of motherly desire. I can only imagine how pure his pure spirit feels to a demon like Hachishaku. My husband is behaving so brave too. He sits by the window every night watching with binoculars for her to appear. He has even suggested buying a VHS recorder. Though his other suggestion that the tapes could be sold for lots of money was a bit confusing. Either way, what a lucky wife I am. Small shrine to a forest god. We used to play here in the summer and sometimes we would see a Hitodama float by in the night. Oh, okay, so the green one is here. Well, we found the green and the blue location. It looks like that's red over... Oh, fuck you. Please don't come over here. Damn, look at her go. Okay, red shrine is here. Where's yellow shrine? Wait, is this the parents' house? Grandpa's house? I want to say thank you again, Jebson, for the frickin' $100 donation. That's very, very generous of you, man. Oh, she's still over there. Wait, this is the green one. I thought it was red. I wonder what even happens if we do this. We destroy her, I guess. Maybe we can tame her. She has no idea. No. I like how there's no uncrouch animation. Like he paid for like a crouching animation, but when you uncrouch, it's just like instantly. What? No! 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 What the? Only I could zoom in. Just to really get a good look at where she is, you know? Will you leave, please? Well... What? Fucking leave, goddammit. Alright, let's just stand completely still. There's a great new horror game with a demo called AM on itch.io. Okay. I'm down to check it out. I don't have my light on, guys. That's the... I don't know what that is. Have I played Scott Junn's horror game? I have not. Somebody was telling me about it, though. Alright, well, this is great. Maybe I can, like, bait her to come into the... No! God damn it. You're fucking cheating, lady! What do I do? Do I just book it? Maybe if we go like all the way in the corner. Maybe I should stop looking at her. Wait, can I go this way? Oh. I'd hide inside the wall. The sound, the audio design for this game, like, it sounds like she's in my fucking ear. No fucking way! No fucking way, you bitch! Is there anywhere else to go, dude? I'm just being trapped in here. This fucking game. Wall strats. Why does it sound like she's hearing me? Pum, 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 pum. Huh? Huh? Dude, she's cheating. She's like scripted to. Oh, you fucking bitch. Get her stuck on the corner, please. Yeah. Wait, she. What can you do now? Nothing. I got you right where I wanted you. Oh, fuck! Oh no. Get her stuck on the corner. Oh, wait, she's sleeping. Is there any heals? Any food around here? All that remains is rotten. Yakitori! Oh, that healed us! 100 yen. Huge. Is there a toilet? Okay. I don't think I have a smoke bomb. Not this time. Such evidence. Bucket hat. Is that for me or for her? Probably for her. I like how you get clothes for the fucking enemy. I mean, the dev knew what he was doing, obviously. The new Hachi-sama was spotted once again peering in the window of the Pure One's bedroom. The boy appeared to be talking to her without an ounce of fear. Though this incarnation of Hachishaku seems to be roughly the same age, around 10 or 11, she still stretches above our walls and gates. While there is little we can do to prevent her evil power from growing and consuming this village, we must protect the children. I will meet with the boy's grandfather and discuss the matter with him as soon as possible. Wait, so the demon spirit is also getting older, I guess? I'm taking this lore very seriously, guys. We need to fully understand the story to grasp the complexity. Oh god, she's coming. All right, let's go to the school. Wait, is this Grandpa's house? Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I'm actually still playing this game, but you know, I'm gonna give it one attempt. I'm gonna give it a go. What the hell's over here? There's hot springs nearby. AM Hio, okay. Can I go all the way out here? No. Hiding spot. My gosh, that is a lot of stairs. It's a good thing I view physical fitness and healthy diet as the second most important thing in my life. Right behind saying my prayers. Yosh, I can make it to the top even if it takes... Dude, she's coming! Hurry. Oh, yakitori. Eat it! Eat it, you fucker! Wait, why can't I eat it? Oh, there we go. First person strats. Full HP. Look at that slide. These stairs are not slide friendly. Ga finally made it. Press backspace to exit. Why? It's the first time I've had to press backspace to exit that. Old gravestone. Oh. More money. Shit, she's coming. Go! Oh my... The woman of the village will need to be informed delicately that the infant boy will be raised in our customary way, the purest of virgins until his death. Will he be taught to resist the urges of man and dedicate himself fully to protecting the world from the 7 great demons? I'm fucking reading, alright? Jesus. Wait, I'm fucking trapped. Oh, she can't come over here. But she's just gonna sit here and stare at me. Alright, just hide behind this thing. Oh, I see the shrine. That's a pink shrine, though. I don't think... We don't have the statue for this. Purple. We haven't found purple, have we? He's supposed to be Ella, maybe? Oh. Oh, more yakitori. Ooh! Purple! Oh shit. My wife and I have been sending letters to Chado-san every week, but he will not receive these until he's 30 years old. So we'll explain everything, but I only hope he will find a wife and have children before ever returning here. That is the only way he will be safe. If he should ever return here, it could very well lead to the end of the world. Chado-san, my strong grandson, I wish I could see you grow up and conquer the demon myself, but the risk is too great. I will look down on you from heaven with pride as you become an ordinary salaryman and live a normal life free of this curse. Get married, have many children from the future of Japan. Ella is a hentai connoisseur. He has played... Dude, Ella is going to play every single game that he can possibly play before playing Expedition 33. He is stalling so hard. Oh no. Why? She tried. Oh, Jesus. Okay, we have to leave it. We have to leave it. She can't get us here. You can't touch me here. I'm safe. He said he's going to play Expedition 33 when he turns 33 in August. I hope... Are you actually fucking serious? Also, like... I feel like Ella's playthrough is just gonna be ruined by backseaters. Unless he plays in local sub, or like sub only. But I don't think he ever plays in sub only. Okay, I don't really know what I can do here. Can I hide behind this rock? He doesn't do that? Do what? Play in local and sub only? Please. What do I do? Maybe if I don't look at her. Can I go past her if I slide? Oh, good question. Oh my god, it has iframes! We can lose her over here. No, no! Oh. We need to go get that yakitori. Oh, god damn. Please leave. Oh no. Wait, it's fine. Wait, could she not come over here? Hit her with the dodge! Woohoo! Woo. Alright, there's some food here. Alright, we gotta get out of here. Wait, what's the spider lily outfit? I don't know, the golden week is pretty nice though. Oh. Okay. What the? Yeah, stay over there. Yeah, she just like teleports all over the place, dude. She's fucking cheater. Dirty little cheater. All right, so we have... Wait, so that's the shrine. Oh, is the school over here then? I think it is. School probably has one of the statues. Can't believe I'm actually trying to beat this game. I got a baseball hat for her. Wow. Did he just say based? There's probably a statue in this house. In the school. Is this the school? Oh, no, every fucking building looks the same. Oh, yeah, this is definitely the school. Maybe there's some yakitori in here. Curse of Hachishaku-sama got to the janitor. He kept saying that he finally got a look at her and locked eyes, then he went on a rant about getting evidence. Heard that Harasu-san caught him running naked into the woods screaming po 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 over and over again. The curse clearly drove him crazy. It's lucky for bros like us that we follow in the footsteps of the legendary Chado-san. When he left the village 8 years ago, we were just toddlers, but now we are ready to leave too. This may be our last summer together, so the four of us will go into the woods and find the janitor's body and get the proof that she exists. We should check the shrine too. Four Eyes said he once heard her crying at one of the graves. Meet me at 8 p.m. by the Konbini. Legendary Chado Bros Unite. Chado Bros. Piano? Oh. To show this game to Tanimura. It would be so cool to meet like Miyazaki or Tanimura. But the thing is, they don't speak like any English at all. So it would be, I don't know, man. It's just like, it would still be very cool to meet them, but it would be sad not actually being able to like have a conversation with them. Why can't I fucking close this thing? Yeah, I mean, still though, like a translator isn't, I don't know. I don't know, it would be cool to actually like have a conversation with them. Using a translator would be kind of awkward, I think. All the books are gone. Speedrun of this game. Oh, Oh, the yellow one! Damn. We left the yellow statue back there. How is there no yakitori here? Maybe upstairs. There might be a statue in the school, too. There's one run for this game. Props to that guy. The magic bucket, every night it would fill up with water, but no one knows how or why. Maybe a leak? Can't believe it, I saw her myself after all these years, after so many people have fled. That's what they're all freaked about? Some super tall bimbo? Now that I think about it, very few women have ever claimed to have seen her. It's only the boys, and it's all they ever talk about. Now I know why. That's it. I hate it here. If I have to stay any longer, I'm shaving my head and becoming a nun. If only those dumb elders hadn't sent Chado-san away. He was the only real man in this village, and he was 12 the last time I saw him. Maybe I can go find him. If only I could look directly at his face and form words at the same time. Oh, Chado-san, it's settled. I'm coming to find you. Isn't Miyazaki dubious about speedrunning? No. I mean, they've said in like interviews that they think challenge runs and like speedruns of the game are cool. I don't know about like the glitches and stuff, but oh my god. This game has some serious lore, bro. What the fuck? I know the truth about her. No one thought that a nerdy guy like me would be able to figure it out, but she isn't what we've been led to believe. Someday I will be able to share this information with the world, but for now it is only a page in my journal. This is the truth hidden by corrupt men, but have no fear. I, the great follower of Chado-san, the legendary, aka Four Eyes, aka Nino Miyashun, will shine a holy light of truth on the darkness. Is not in fact a demon or a spirit, well, anymore anyway. You see, I've been observing her, but as a true stoic and man who desires to become a wizard when he turns 40, my determination to follow the path of the Chado-san has protected me. When we found out he converted to Christianity, we were confused, but realized there must be a reason for it, so we began to follow the golden light of Christ as well. He has protected the four of us Chado bros. Ah yes, back to my point. I believe that this incarnation of her is not a succubus, demon, yokai, or even a spirit, but instead the reincarnation of her purified spirit. She is never hostile, has never harmed or attacked anyone since Chado-san's arrival on our earth, and the rest of this journal must be on a different page, but how do they know so much about me? I mean, I can't really tell if she's attacking me or just like, I don't really know. Oh, red. Wait, did we find red? Wait, where the fuck was red? I can't remember. Did we find red? There's one that we didn't find, but I can't remember which color it was. Oh, yeah, no. Okay, I remember. We're doing it, chat. We need more food, though. Shit. What's in here? Every man in this village is obsessed with that damned leggy ghost. All they talk about is slaying her, exorcising her, banishing her. They even sent poor Chado-san away. Now my daughter will have to marry someone as lame as them or wind up in the city wasting her youth and beauty in some office building. Might need to go too. I'm sick of stuffy old villages and their superstitions. We're in the kitchen and there's no fucking yakitori. This is a scam. Oh. Oh, we got some full HP, baby. I'm worried about the excitement you show regarding her. It is important to remember that she may be in the form of a 19-year-old woman at this point, but she is still an evil demon that wants to tear up my grandson's spiritual energy and use it to help break the world into 7 hellish regions ruled over by her demonic sisters. It's a relatively important detail to keep in mind. The photographs and videotapes make sense, but I'm not too sure about the erotic comics you have been making and trying to sell in the city. Also, I was fine to lend you my late wife's journals after I read through them, but please remember to return them all when you are done gathering information about the demon. You're the best archiver I've ever known, so I trust you, but I would be lying if I said it wasn't a bit awkward sharing her personal thoughts with someone outside the family. You know, surprisingly, I mean, I don't know, maybe this game was made by an English guy, but, oh shit. Alright, we got all the fucking statues, don't we? Wait, did we get all of them? Shadow introduced me to his little friend. Well, I should not say little. She was over 2 meters tall at only 10 or 11 years old. Though her smile was soft and kind, my instinct took over and I grabbed Shadow and ran home to my husband immediately. Giant girl stood there and began to cry as we ran away. She didn't even chase us. I almost feel bad, but some of the words the men of the village have said over the years echoed in my mind the moment I saw her. She's real and she must want my little grandson's spiritual energy for her evil goals. Wait, how many statues did I put in at this point? Oh yeah, we left... Okay, wait, I remember. We left one of the... Oh, fuck. She has no idea. Oh, damn. Please don't see me. Okay, nice. That's where we left the other statue. Just don't turn around. What the? Saw nothing. Wait, yellow. Where was yellow? Wait, yellow? Oh, yellow was in the school, right? More than 2 hours played. I have only been streaming this game for like an hour. You guys, I like how you guys are making the assumption that I started this game like 1 second into my stream. Like I've ever done that in my life. Okay, wait, so... The yellow was in the school. Oh, and then the blue was in like the camp. You did that during Elden Ring release? Yeah, well, that was a different time. Bit different compared to did for Kingdom Coming. Yeah, I was pretty into Kingdom Come as well. We're doing it, guys. 2 more statues. Yo, Getsy, thank you for the 5 months. Grimlocks, thank you for the 22 months. Is this an ad? You'd think that the dev of this game has money to, like, spend? Wait, where the fuck am I? Am I in the right Oh, wait, yeah, no. Aha! Woohoo! I wonder how close I can get to her. Teleporting all over the place. All right, our last statue, guys. Our last statue. We're doing it. We're beating the game. It was somewhere out here. It was by the start. I think, like, by the side of this building, maybe. Wait, I think I see it. Oh. Well, maybe not. Wait, maybe around the... Is it... Do I have to go around? I think it was here. No? There's a fucking invis wall. Wait, shit. Wait, where the fuck was it then? Oh no. It was out in the woods, remember? Shit, where the hell is it? Can't go... I thought it was like right near the start, no? Was it to the left? Maybe past that building? I'm actually not. I don't know, I'm kind of confused now. I thought I remembered where it was. Oh, we gotta beat this game, guys. We gotta beat it. But I don't remember. It's in the woods somewhere. Does anyone remember? Oh, we can hide here. Maybe it is by where she is right now.
I like money.
I think it is, actually. Let her catch you. No, no, no. You think this tree counts as LOS? Seems like it's actually working. What the? She's like camp. Oh my god, wait, what the fuck are these invis walls, bro? think we're... Oh, yeah, no, we're going the right way. We're doing it. We're doing it! Oh my god. Oh my god. Now what? Oh shit. Wait inside until morning. Yeah, we only found that one grenade. Oh my god. I ran as fast and as hard as my legs would take me. But when I got back to Grandma and Grandpa's house, the Ofuda must have fallen off. Oh, at least that's what I thought. Is he trying to resist the urge? The truth was that Hachishaku is no longer a demon or evil spirit. Oh, what, is she my wife now? She might have just have the biggest and most pure heart in the world. And that is how I was reintroduced to my wife, Hana. We will have many children. I hope they will be strong and tall, even if they are daughters. The end. Wow. Damn, what a banger of a game. I have 6,600. I like how the bikini is 7,500, but you just get it. They just give it to you for free. What about the other ones? Gym outfit, moon, sweater, club, gown, dark gym, royal veil. Cat ears. Nice. Beautiful. Do gravure mode? I don't think... It says it's coming via an update. What does gravure even mean? Well, that was a game. Google it. Gravure. What does gravure mean in anime? Gravure idols are models who pose in provocative swimsuit and lingerie photographs in magazines and photo books marketed towards men. Oh. I see. I don't know what it means, Ryut. Come on. All right, well, that game was great. 75 minutes played. Wow, we missed one achievement, though. What did we miss? Found all photographs, oh. Dang. All right, let's see. What is this AM game? AM. Twisting Road seems to go on forever. Oh, this game looks pretty cool, actually. Okay. Yeah, this game looks pretty dank. Let's check it out. Wait, what happened to my fucking pin? God damn it. There we go. Yeah, I know that you can just get the game without ping. I've used itch before. I know. It's just a demo anyways, right? Hachishaku has 2.7k viewers. I wonder, is there a lot of people playing the game right now? AM, 5 viewers. Hard mode is kind of nonsense. Sounds like a skill issue to me. I'm probably gonna regret. But you know me. Dude, yeah, I gotta at least try it, man. How the fuck do I... Huh? Oh. Hey, Jorge Dean, thank you for the 34 months. Alright, this game's cool. Seems cool. I'm gonna go get a drink, though. I'll be right back. Seems like the game is a little too loud. Let me turn it down a bit. Alright, I'll be right back. All right. I am back. I got myself a peach tea. Peaches are shit? What the fuck? How dare you? Sugar-free? Probably too much sugar. Okay, I'm actually, now that you mention that, I'm like horrified by how much sugar this has. Why do they put so much fucking sugar in everything in America? I actually hate it. Jesus Christ, man. Like, it's addictive. Fair. I don't know, man. It's like, I honestly would prefer, like, I hate when I get a drink and it's like too sweet. I feel like drinks are so much more refreshing when they're not like packed with sugar. Like, you doesn't feel like you're getting diabetes drinking it. I should have time for 2 more games after this. Driving controls. Okay. Brake or reverse is S. Handbrake is space. Respawn is tab. Flashlight is F. All right. So WASD F space tab. Oh, is this like a five? I almost feel like this is like Five Nights at Freddy's, but in a car that you're driving. Click on the sides of the screen to rotate the camera and change views. Explore the car thoroughly and identify what can be interacted with.
On that bright and cloudless morning when the dead in Christ shall rise, and the glory of his resurrection share, when the chosen ones shall gather to their home beyond the skies.
Oh, that's at max. Okay.
I'll be there.
I see. That's why I couldn't move it anymore. Wait, how do I... Oh, there we go. So the windshield wipers are just temporary. We're at half fuel. We could turn on our lights or turn them off.
That was When the Roll is Called Up Yonder by Criterion Quartet.
This is a cool game so far.
Reminds me of my father. But tonight,
Yo, Stefan, thank you for the 39 months. Let's drive without the lights. Yeah, let's not do that.
If you've been watching TV or reading the headlines, you probably noticed it. Everyone
Oh my god, this thing steers like fucking...
And how it could happen any day now.
Slow down if you want to maintain control. Yeah, no.
Woo!
Drift! Oh!
But now that I've gone and popped your bubble, don't go hitting the panic button. Let me break this down for you. It's only natural to feel a little uneasy thinking about the future, but let's go back to what Jesus himself said in Matthew 24:36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, not the angels in heaven, but my Father only. You see, only God knows.
Hopefully nobody else is on this road.
No matter how convincing some of these predictions might sound, just remember they're coming from people, not the Almighty. And let me tell you, this isn't the first time we've heard folks claiming to know the exact day and hour, and I'm sure it won't be the last. I remember as a kid spending far too much time worrying about Judgment Day or whatever doomsday event people said was looming over the horizon. And guess what?
Oh, you can actually hear the outside sounds when you lower the window. It's a nice touch.
From first-hand experience that nothing came of any of those predictions.
Is there anything in the
We are
back seat?
keeping score. We should be on Jesus' 6th or 7th coming by now.
I don't think so.
And that's in my lifetime alone. So let's just say history hasn't been too kind to those dime store prophets. But here's what I really want to get across, and I hope you're leaning in close for this one. The rapture is not something to fear. It's the fulfillment of God's promise to bring us home to Him for eternity. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Todd, you can say that, but I don't feel ready. It's too soon. Well, let me remind you of this. God's timing is never early, never late. It's always perfect. If the rapture came tomorrow,
Is that a tree?
and I'm not saying it will, you can trust that this is all part of God's perfect plan. Even if you don't feel ready, let me assure you, He knows you are. So don't let fear or uncertainty rob you of your peace. Keep your eyes on the Lord, trust His promise.
Which way do I
rest
go?
easy in the knowledge that His timing is always right.
Can we get some like music again and get this fucking preacher out of here? Oh. Okay. Oh, you can reverse pretty quickly. Hello? Radio? Guess that's it. I want music, damn it! Maybe it'll turn on. Or maybe that's just all the recordings in the demo. Yeah, I mean, Bavarian, you know, you could just like watch and let me find that out for myself. I know it's a crazy idea. Just absolutely crazy. Wait a sec, I mean... is this... Is that supposed to be a fucking... What is that? It's moving. I don't think I can get out of the car, right? Hey, we have music again. My girly peach tea boba hater. What the fuck? I love my peach tea, alright? Although, I kind of like it less now that I know how much sugar is in this. Although, I'm sure there's other brands that don't have, the daily amount of sugar in one fucking drink. It's actually disgusting. I don't think I'm ever gonna buy this again now, after realizing that. Get Diet Snapple? Nah. There's two. Why does there have to be two pathways, man? Why you gotta do this to me, game? Wait, am I going in a circle? No. Maybe they both lead to the same spot. Yeah, let's listen to the horrible radio. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? Okay, we did go in a circle. Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh. Wait, I wonder if that... Oh, wait, I guess the music being fucked up is an indicator of which is the correct path. I think. Because when I was on the other path, I don't think the music was getting all fucked up like that. Maybe it was. I don't know. Dude, are you fucking kidding? Why is it... Oh, God. Oh, God. Dude. This is fucked. Oh, no. My lights aren't working no more. I think we have a flashlight. Just fucking ram her. Oh, never mind. Oh, Jesus. No. Oh. Oh, no, 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 don't do that! Do that! Why did I let her in? No! I forgot I closed that window, but I didn't close. Use your newfound faith to fight back. Fully charging the flashlight will increase your damage. Careful, the power of Christ will drain your battery. Attracted to light and movement, keeping your headlights off will make you harder to find. If it can't locate you, it will grow impatient and leave temporarily. Stopping at a rest stop will refresh your battery, mind, and car. Rest stops also serve as checkpoint. Can I like pre-charge? Just like have it ready? Oh, there's music here. It's kind of quiet. Wait, where's that? Where is the gas attendant? Fight, hide, and prepare for anything as you search for a way forward. I wanna like get out of the car. Oh, I can actually click on. Oh. The tree blocking that. Yeah, let's close the windows. Where is she? Oh, fuck. Get the fuck off, bitch! We need another rest stop, dude. I'm booking it. Fucking full speed ahead. You can't catch me if I'm going full throttle.
With you down the road with Pastor Todd Roberts.
Now let's get to this letter from Abigail out in Bellevue. Hello, Pastor Todd Roberts. I'm a long-time listener and I love the show. I listen every day I'm able to.
I think I'm going in circles.
And it's really helped me over the years. Best Christian program in the country. Yesterday, my daughter and I were watching TV together, and I'm pretty sure
Fuck. Oh, shit.
all the talk about Judgment Day and that for that. Right in the galaxy, my daughter asked, when we go to heaven, will our
Oh! Oh, God.
The answer is in 1 Corinthians.
All right.
Flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of God, nor does the perishable inherit the imperishable. What he's saying is that our earthly bodies aren't built for heaven. They wear out,
Oh!
they get sick, and they age. Our
That's not
bodies
good.
will be left behind. But the soul, that's eternal. That's
Can I? Maybe I can't go this way. Ah, I can't. Yeah.
So when the time comes, it's our spirit, not these temporary fragile bodies.
I like
that
how
redeem
people
the
act
sun.
like me driving in a game is how I drive IRL. Like,
Chores or homework in heaven, and
oh
it's
shit.
sure right up. I think there is comfort in understanding what the future may hold, so thanks for sticking around as I read Abigail's letter, and thank you, Abigail, for rotting into the show. I hope you got the answer you were looking for. We got a lot of music coming up in the next hour, so stay tuned to Trinity 24.
Shit. Oh shit. Fucking get off of me! What I Fuck. I feel like I'm pretty good at driving in this game, though. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going the right way, but...
And
I'm gonna go this way. I'm feeling good about this path.
And I know that my dream will come true.
Converges. Oh, and it splits. And it converges. Oh god, we're smoking. Oh, that's not good. It's fine. We need to find a gas station. They'll get us fixed up. I think we're going the right way though. We're not in the... I don't know, it feels like I'm kind of just like infinitely going right now. Oh! Gas! Oh, look at the car! It's being fixed in real time. Damn. Look at that. Oh no. Where are you? Wait, what? Jesus. Is there any rear wipers? Oh, fuck. Oh! Hey, Zico, thank you for the tier 2 29 months. To another gas station, yo, we're fucking killing it. Unless this is the first one, in which case that would suck, but... Hell yeah. Do we go off into the grass? Why not? I have no idea where I'm going. Oops. I do not like that. God damn it, dude.
Are you listening? Keep listening. Look.
The window isn't down though. Oh no. Jesus! Alright, I think I gotta like fucking drive, man. Okay, she is. Oh fuck. Fuck, I didn't want to do that, but I don't know if I can cancel it. Shit. Fuck. Am I going backwards now? Shit, I don't know.
Crazy bombs, cause only a real psycho would have prices this low. Now that's the sound of a happy customer.
Fuck, I'm so fucked. Oh, just go. Hold the charge. I'm holding it. Holding. Yes. Woohoo! Nice. Well, I mean, I just feel like I can't stop. Like, I need to go fast. I don't know, I'm just booking it. And hoping that... I think the game kind of takes you the right direction no matter what. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe you can actually just... like, go in a loop. I don't really know, but... I assume all paths kind of lead to the next checkpoint. It's just... like a choice of what path... Oh, shit. Let's just follow... Let's just follow the road. Oh my god, are you still in here? Alright, we can just press F to turn it off. Nice. My flashlight's okay. Oh, okay. He was just chilling, I don't know, he was making some sussy sounds. Oh shit, here she comes again. Just book it. Thought we were gonna get some air there. Oh shit, that's not good. We're okay. We're okay. Oh. Are we going in? Oh! We're okay. Oh no. You bitch! Going the right way? Probably.
Tomorrow he's got an even bigger show lined up, if you can believe it. with Hunter.
End of the road. Oh shit! Damn, the speed run 29:57. Hard. You said not to play on hard difficult. What the? What is that? Did we run it over? The fuck? What are these? Where's my music? Oh.
Toilet bitch.
I guess this is, maybe this is just like a free drive area or something. Oops. Yeah, but it said thanks for playing. So I just, no. This is eerie. Wait, what the fuck is wrong with my... Oh. Oh, that actually... Oh, nice. I mean, that makes sense. I wasn't sure if that actually would work or not. You can clean the windows by rolling them down. Hmm. Follow the route. Can't go that way. I mean, I don't know what why that scared me, but yeah, I don't know what I expected. But I'm going backwards now, aren't I? The thing is, we're not getting attacked by anything. At least not yet. Oh, jeez. What is this? Creepy ass barn? Can't tell if the game is supposed to be over or not, I know, right? Oh? Is the radio coming back? There's like a sound coming from over there. I'm curious if we can go down the center. This game is so weird. Jesus Christ. That fucking scared the shit out of me. Let's just go over this way, I guess. I don't know. We're not damaging the car too much. Do we? Maybe we need to, like, find all these random bodies and murder them. Smash them. Some weird sounds happening now. Ooh. I want to listen to music. It's making weird sounds. Smash. The music is getting a little creepy. Going pretty fast. Ruh-roh. Are we going to the red light? Oh shit, this is awkward. Seems like the area is not finished yet, but the dev kept it in. Yeah, you might be right. Oh. I'm too far in at this point. We're going through the tendrils. The fuck was that? What was any of that? What did I see? Should I play it again? Can't use this footage. Half of my playthrough is missing. It's not corrupted. But it never leaves the end screen. Thanks for playing. The mouse is moving and the music keeps looping. Over and over. Whatever. It's not a long game. One more playthrough won't kill me. I think there's more. Wait, is... Yeah, it did say AG. Mm-hmm. I don't know what this game is, man. Okay, we can light beam again. But now there's these... Now there's these bodies that I can kill. Jesus' face is missing on the flashlight. Was it there before? Oh! Oh, fuck. Oh, that's awkward. Get off my fucking windshield, bitch. What the? What the fuck? Crazy bitch. Did I turn down my volume? No. Seems kind of quiet. Hey Lua, how's it going? Hope you've been enjoying Expedition. I saw you were playing that. I still haven't finished the game though. I made it to Act 3 yesterday. God, the game is so crazy. It's so good. Is there... Yeah, my car is smoking. My car is smoking. It's fine. Are you gonna be at PAX, Lua? You'll be at Gamescom? Gotcha, gotcha. It was fun hanging out. Was it at PAX last time that we met? We met each other? I can't remember. It was, okay. Okay, this radio is like... I don't know if I like this this radio very much, chat. So I don't know if there's any gas stations here. Hopefully there is, because I'm gonna run out of battery soon. I don't know, this is really weird. Oh no. I'm fucked. No. Make it to the gas station. I can't do anything! Get the fuck off me! I don't know, this seems really tough, guys. I was driving for so long. Oh my god, get off my freaking windshield. Alright, let's just not take the flashlight out until we need it, because it is draining battery when we just have it just out and about. I like driving at night. Honestly, the thing that scares me about driving at night, though, is potentially, like, animals, like, running out onto the road, or, well, drunk drivers, I guess. But drunks are drunk at all times of the day, a lot of the time, so I guess it's not like night is, well, I think drunk drivers are still more prevalent at night. of course. Yeah. Dude, oh my god. I have been, oh, fucking not again. I have been like losing my mind at how bad, dude, like cars these days are so fucking bright. It's horrible. Like you have some fucker in his truck like blasting you with the fucking 1,000 rays of light. The power of the fucking sun shining through my fucking window. It really is like, it is fucked up though. Get off my back windshield. Yeah, I remember there was this truck driving behind me and I had to pull off the road because he was just like completely fucking blinding me through my rear view mirror. Like it was reflecting and it's just, I couldn't even, oh my god, I got so angry. The worst part about trucks is that they're at like a height level where, I mean, I have a low car, so you know the truck just goes, their lights just go straight through my back window. What? No way. I fucking broke the car? Am I not supposed to hit these guys? Maybe, you know, maybe I shouldn't hit the guy. Maybe these guys are meant to like, maybe you don't want to hit them. That would make sense, I think. I don't know, they're so easy to avoid that I just assumed you needed to hit them, but oh, fuck. That's not good. It's fine. It's fine. Well, I don't know. When every time that I hit one of those guys before, it made this like scary sounds. So I thought I was doing. I mean, I guess scary sounds aren't good, but at least something was happening. You know what I mean? Okay, so it seems like the road, yeah, I think it changes itself, right? I mean, it has to be changing itself when you hit the walls. I want to turn the flashlight on, it's just, I don't want to run out of battery again. There's not really anything I could do. You know, it's funny, I started this game because chat was like, oh, it's short 40-minute game. It's like, oh, well, and I didn't realize 3 hours later, yeah. Well, Bavarian didn't know that there was more of the game after the demo says thanks for playing. Why would a flashlight be better than your headlights? Gameplay reasons, I guess. Surprised we haven't gotten attacked by the lady yet. Maybe hitting the bodies is what makes her attack you. It's pretty comfy at least. You know what, let's roll down the windows so we can at least get the sound of nature. Wait, are they? Can't really hear much. That screech. Jeez. The headless guy wants a lift. Yeah, clearly I should pick him up. Dude, where's my radio? Wait, is my radio muted? Nope. I'm... Like, am I... Is this not... I'm so confused. Like, am I actually making progress, or is this just like an infinite loop? Maybe I'm... Wait a sec. Was I... Dude, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Like, the wall is over here, right? Am I fucking tripping? Dude, oh. Okay. Oh, this game's fucking with me. This game really a demo? I think so. Wait. There's a stop sign. What if you flashlight the headless dudes? Maybe. I mean, the lady isn't even attacking us anymore. Honestly, dude, I don't know what's going on. I'll keep driving for a bit. Maybe we'll... Maybe we're back here. And this is... It's a sign to stop. Oh, fuck. Wait, am I back at the beginning? I mean, I remember this section. Yeah, I don't know if... I don't know if I should keep... Shit. I don't know if I should try to keep going or not. Eerie. No. I don't know, because clearly I mean, the game said, oh, I don't know, the game basically taunted me into, like, beating it again. But maybe I'm just wasting my time, or maybe something will actually happen, I don't know. Thing is, I don't... I didn't even pay for this game. Oh. I do wonder though if did we like break the girl that normally attacks us? Like why is she, where is she? Oh, maybe oh man. Oh fuck. Well, there she is. There she is. The radio is so quiet, though. I feel like the radio is meant to be creepy, but I can barely hear it. I have no idea if I'm going the... Oh, fuck. Did I really just go in a complete circle? Or is the game just making me think I went in a circle? Shit. Oh, fuck. Oh no, I shouldn't have done that. Get out of here. What? Let me fucking charge my freaking flashlight. Scam, dude. I'm so bad. This is so...
part of us God created to love.
Oh my god. Please fucking leave me alone. Oh my god. I think I'm going backwards. I don't know where I'm going. This place sucks. Please. Let me out. Wait, this looks good. Wait, never mind. Oh, fuck. No. Jeez. This just looks the same. I don't think I'm going the right way. I feel like this is the way I went last time. Oh no. Dude! I can't flash? Oh my god, this game is too difficult. It's too difficult. And these levels take so fucking long. Oh. I don't know if I could do this, man. I don't know if I want to do this. The problem is, everything looks so similar. It's like, I don't know if I'm going the right way or if I'm just fucking driving in circles. I mean, I think that's kind of what the game wants you to be confused about, but... Save yourself with the flashlight like one time? I don't know. Or like one time per attack, maybe? She's like so fast. See, like, this looks the same, but there's an obelisk, right? So it's not the same. It just looks the same. Oh, wait a sec. We didn't see that guy before. Or did we? Alright, we gotta be fucking quick. She's gonna do one more, I think. You ready? Nope, never mind. All right. What the fuck? No. One more. I'm so confused. Everything looks the same. Is it the same though? No. No. Maybe not, maybe not. I don't know. I don't think I'm going the right way, guys. I feel like I'm just going in, like, I'm actually just going in circles. I'm not doing this right. You can't go past the church. No. Why? Oh, fuck you! Fuck you! I'm patient with this game. I don't even know why I'm still playing. I think I should probably just call it a wrap on this game. Whatever ending there is probably isn't going to be that good. I don't know. Let's just I mean we beat the game once. I don't know, man. This is gonna take a while. I mean, if we want to try again, it still says AG. So I mean, maybe we could try it like another stream. But yeah, I guess we could just continue on normal as well. I mean, I don't know. Hard doesn't seem that bad. It's just you just need to figure out the right way. Or maybe I was going the right way and it just loops over and over again, which is meant to make you like lose your fucking mind, but I think that you have to figure out the right path. I don't know, that was a cool game. I mean, I digged it. The game doesn't have an end, it goes free roam after the demo screen. Well, you say that, but like things are changing. You guys want to see the ending that you get? I mean, we could just look it up. There is a video. Well, that's the ending, chat. You were supposed to give him a ride. I think he ends up in the trunk at the end. I don't know if you actually give him a ride, but maybe you do. He does have him in the trunk or in the back seat. Yeah, I mean the ending, I don't know. It's all right, but yeah, I didn't want to deal with that. I mean, if we weren't playing on hard, we probably would have already like finished the game a second time, but have you checked White Knuckles? No, but I heard about it. All right, hold on. Let me turn on some music.